Time for Ripped from the Headlines, a new section I'm trying out for Nerd Words that gives you insight into some of the things that you may or may not have seen in the tech world that you need to know about. So here we go. I'm here at the Nashville Airport to show you what they mean when they say don't hook your power supply into the outlets. So let me show you. Here we are at a power station at the Nashville Airport, and you see these all over the place, and you can see that there are a number of outlets. Like I said, you see these all over the place. In each outlet you find a plug and a USB port. That USB port is what they're talking about. Do not hook into the USB port when you're at the airport. So this is not good. What's happening is that the bad guys are finding ways to modify the USB ports and they can steal your data. So another thing about these things is, dang it, they rarely work. I mean, I put mine in there, it's very loose. Half the time when I've tried them, they're not very good. So very simple solutions. Just use your regular plug-in to plug straight into the outlet, and then you can use a battery. That's it. Problem solved. When you see a headline that says absolutely humongous data breach, it gets a little scary. But it's important to put these things into context and understand exactly what the data breach was. In this case, what was going on was that somebody had left an unsecured database out there, and the good guy hackers found it. Now, this unsecured database was a little bit unusual in that it had data from several different types of sources in one location, but it didn't have passwords and things like that, and it didn't look like it had been used for hacking. It looked like somebody had aggregated a bunch of data and didn't use proper security methods to hold it together. So sometimes when you're looking at these things, they look incredibly challenging, but it's important to figure out if it's an actual breach or if it's just a vulnerability that somebody found and there's another source of data. For our last Rip from the Headlines section, I want to talk to you about deepfakes. So you may have heard of them. Deepfakes are where people are using faces that have already been recorded and superimposing almost indecipherably somebody else's face to make them look like they're saying those things, that they're in those places. It's a real problem, and as we go into the 2020 election cycle, it's going to be a bigger problem.
Moving forward, we need to be more vigilant with what we trust from the internet. That's a time when we need to rely on trusted news sources.
There are some things that are being done to help with deepfakes. As you can see here, the headline says that Google has created a database of deepfakes so that it will help combat some of the challenges we're having. And then in this one, Adobe is creating a system that'll let people know when a photo has been faked. So these are good things that are happening in the fraud detection area that'll help you stay safe. I hope you have enjoyed this Rip from the Headlines section. Let me know if you'd like to see more of these. And in the meantime, this is Beth Z saying, Nerd on.